Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 14th. It's 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then get started with our session shortly. There's a few things here to update, and then we should be good to go. It's good. It's good. All right, solid. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Oops. Here we go. All right, solid. All right, so I'll give a few minutes for people to make their way in. As people join the room, I'm going to go ahead and mark up zones over here. So I'll get these marked up right here. So you got one right here. Get this one. The zones keep changing. So one right there. Down there. There. And right there. All right, cool. So with that marked up right there, let me take a look at the news real quick to see what we had today. So I know we had news at 5:30. So we had news at 5:30 was positive, and then we have news at 7:30. Go ahead and mark that up right here. So news at 5:30, which should be there. 5:30 US news, positive. And then we have news coming up here at 7:30 as well. All right, so I think we're good to go. So let me see who is here so far. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, September 14th. It is 6:24 or 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So let's see who's here in the room. Let's see, Sern's here. Morning, Sern. Morning, Marco. Morning, Peter. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Flenmy. Morning, Slava. Morning, David. Morning, Karen. Morning, Al. Morning, Goldie. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. So we got about 3 minutes to market open. Let me go ahead and take a look at our overall bias for today. So looking over here at sentiment is currently 60% long, indicating that 60% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and sell. So right now we have somewhat of a bearish bias. It's not super strong, but it is a bearish bias since it's over at 60% or over. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently down 63, or there's currently up 63 points. So this is a bit neutral. So we do have a bearish to neutral bias overall. Looking at our short-term bias, we currently have a bullish bias. And the reason for that is because the trend mirror down here is green. and the pivots here are angling upwards with the green over the red, indicating that we have a short-term bullish bias. So with that said, we currently have a conflicting bias with regard to the long-term and short-term. Long-term is bearish, short-term is bullish. With that said, we're going to go with the short-term for now, but what we could expect is for price to come down below as market continues to move along, if it moves with the long-term bias. So other than that, we will be ready to look for trades here on open in the next 2 minutes. So let's see who else is here. Morning, Jesus. Morning, Miriam. Morning, Ruin. Morning, everybody. So we got about 1 minute and 30 seconds till market open. Let's see what else we got over here. So we got about 50 seconds until market opens. If price goes down, that's fine. If price continues to go up, that's fine as well. So the trend meter down here is turning blue, which is going to make it neutral. And if that becomes the case, that's fine. So we can start looking for sells. However, if price continues to push up, that's fine as well. We're still looking at K2SR entries. So other than that, I mean, I don't really have much to look at right now until we mark it up. And these over here overlap. So I'm going to make another zone right there. So, all right, guys, market is opening in about 15 seconds. If we get a buy, great. If we get a sell, we got to wait for the trend meter to change. Spreads at about 180. So it's not too bad right now, but it's still pretty bad. All right, so price is pushing up right here. This is perfectly fine because we do have a bullish bias with regard to the short-term push. So in order for us to get an entry here for a buy, we need a bottom wick rejection with a moderate green candle. So it doesn't matter whether we get a buy or a sell. I mean, we can get trades in either direction because the trend meter here is changing so often. So it's currently green right now. If this turns red, then great, we can start looking for sells, but right now it's currently still green. So if we get a moderate green candle, we'll have an entry here for a buy. Can't be too big though. So we're not going to get an entry right here. All right, we're still looking for that moderate green candle. If this swings to the bottom, that's perfectly fine. We can start looking for sells. We just need the trend meter down here to turn red. So if we get a moderate green candle right here, we can still take a buy. But as I mentioned, the trend meter here has to be green. So a couple of things that we're looking for. We're looking to make sure that the trend meter down here is green. We get a bottom wick rejection and it's a moderate green candle with no sell signal. However, if we get a sell signal here, then we have to start looking for sells. But we also have to confirm that the other requirements have been met. So if this is a moderate green candle, this can be an entry as long as this bottom part right here isn't bigger than the stop loss. And it's got to be a moderate green candle. So it doesn't look like we're going to get an entry right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price so that we can be aware of that. Opening price is right here. Price is starting to swing down. It's completely fine. All right, price is now swinging down, and the trend meter here is turning green. Got to update these zones real quick. It's a lot of back and forth movement this morning. Let me check to make sure this stuff's fine. This needs to be updated, it looks like. Actually, no, that was fine. All right, so a ton of back and forth movement right now. Just gotta wait. moves forward. Yeah, it's right at news price. So we got a couple of red flags right here. This is going to be news price right here, and this is going to be opening price right here, just to make sure that you guys are aware. All right, so this is not rejecting off the structure. We need it to reject off the structure in order for it to be an entry. So now that the trend meter here has turned red, we can start looking for sells. However, we need a wick rejection off the structure, and then we need that sell signal there to close as well. Yeah, and as Maddie said, we might get a triple confluence if it closes below here. So if it closes with the sell signal and it's below this line, then we'll get a triple confluence, which we can also take for a sell. We don't really get those too often. But you got to make sure it actually closes below the line there. So don't hop in too early. Make sure that you wait and confirm that it actually closes below it. So it looks like, yeah, we do have a triple confluence right here. I'm not in it yet though, so I'll wait for it to maybe come back down and I'll make a late entry. I was waiting for it to actually close so that I can take it. So if you do want to take it, you can take it for a late entry if it comes back down right here. Let's see if I can get into this. So I got in and then it hit my TP right away. So I made 1,060 off that. So if you guys hopped in with me, full TP right there. That was a triple confluence entry. That's the only other entry that we take aside from the K2SR rejection. So I just got a full TP off that. If you guys got it, great. If not, it's okay. Just wait for the next one. There might be another entry right here if this closes as a moderate red candle. This candle is too big, so we can't take this here anymore for a sell. But if you guys took the triple confluence right there, full TP. All right. So we got that right there, first one for the day. So we just got to wait now because price is right at the session, so we can't take anything else at this point. So let's see what I got here. Yeah, some slippage got me too, Goldie. So Goldie said slippage caught me. I made 1,010 on my first FTMO. My second FTMO, I made 1,460. For my MFF number one, I made 1,200. MFF number two made 650, and my MFF number three made 540. So I made profit. I did get caught in slippage though, so I only made partial profits for the others. So it played out perfect. If you guys caught it, great. Post up your profits. If not, just wait for the next one. There's going to be other entries coming, so no need to worry if you guys missed that trade. That trade happened way too fast. That's why the slippage got me too. So here, let me mark up let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. There might be another entry right here. If we get a moderate red candle, possible entry off this as well. Doesn't look like we're going to get it though, so it's all good. All right. Still looking for entries here, but we do not have anything ready yet. Emmy's fees really hit me, huh? No. All right, I'll show you guys right now. Oh, this thing hasn't even updated. That's why. Yeah, slippage actually got me on this. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so I'll show you guys right now. Those are my profits for the week. Sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. Or it was an unupdated page. But okay, I see. Slippage still got me, but it's not as bad as I thought. Slippage only got me on my FTMO copier and one of my MFFs. All right. So if you guys have profits post up, feel free. I'm gonna post mine up right here. So I made about 1,060 off my first FTMO, second FTMO 860, 1,010 on my first MFF, 960 on my second MFF, and 1,010 on my third MFF. All right, let's close this right here. There's nothing for us to take at the moment, but here are my profits for that trade right there. So this trade right here, we took triple confluence. I made 1,060 off my main one. You can see the green strip right here. That's where I got the full TP. Here's my FTMO copier. Some slippage there. I made 860. You're supposed to make at least 1,000. My MFF number one made 1,010. My second MFF 960, and then my third MFF 1,010. So not too bad. I'm still looking for entries here, guys. So don't worry. We'll find another one. Price is now pushing up, which is completely fine. Trend meter here is also turning green, so we can start looking for buys here. So we need a wick rejection. We're not going to get one right here, obviously, but that's what we're going to be looking for. So those are my profits right there. I'm just going to put a quick description. All right, not too bad. All right, so let me just go ahead and copy this over. See, looking at this over here, Kenny posted his profits. Kenny over here locked in a total of 45 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Nice little start for your day so far. Scrolling over here as well, we have a couple more people with profits. Kenny with his 45 profit. Then we have Tasha over here with a loss. How'd you get a loss, Tasha? I'm not sure how you got a loss because you're asking if you entered too late. I have no idea. Let's see, 634. I mean, you entered at about 634. I entered at 634. Not sure how you suffered a loss off that trade. Yeah, I don't know how you got a loss, Tasha, because it went down super far. Like you must have entered like super late, like down here. Yeah, you might have entered really late, Tasha, because Dejan said your price is off. So it looks like you might have entered late, but even if you entered at 633, you probably entered like way down here. Because it's like impossible for you not to hit your TP because this dropped about like 300 pips. So if you entered anywhere around this vicinity, you should have been fine. The only way you would have lost that trade is if you entered like way down here. So weird. Marco's having issues with this too. So Marco said full TP on FTMO, loss on MFF, LOL. Yeah, that was the same problem I was having before, Marco. Yeah, Dejan said entry was 81,108. And her said 81,093. So yeah, she entered like way at the bottom. So Tasha, I know you just rejoined the room. It looks like you entered way too late because my entry was at 31,108. If you look here on the chat, Dejan kind of broke it down for you. So I think you might have entered like way too late, Tasha. That's why you suffered a loss on it. So you entered like way at the bottom. Goldie said he's having issues with MT4. Took half a day to close my trade. LOL. That's a long time. Are you on FTMO, Goldie, or using something else? I'm assuming you're using something else because mine has been fine. I know MFF's been having issues though, so I don't know what everyone else is doing, but Marco had an issue with his MFF. Are you like over exaggerating the over a day? Or it took half a day, Goldie, or are you being serious? Because that's a long time. There's no way that execution time should take more than half a day. It should take like at least a few seconds. Oh, because you entered with when NC4 had no connection. So that sounds like a connection issue. Okay, gotcha. You're just exaggerating. Okay, I thought you were being serious. I was like, yeah, it's a long time for it to not execute. The zones here keep changing, if you guys have noticed. So I'm going to try to update as much as possible. There's no entry right here, Brian, because it's right at opening price. Blue line right there. So no entry. Would have been good, though, if there was no opening price right there. Yeah, Maddie said might test Asia high. It's kind of what I see happening, too. Price might push up and hit this area right here. Yeah, there's a lot of red flags around this area, Brian, so it's kind of hard for us to take any entries. Like, there's news price right here. You can kind of see it. It's kind of hard to see, but it is right here. And then we have the opening price right here as well. This might be an entry right here if it closes moderate, but I think if it closes moderate, it's going to be too high to the session. Yeah, it'd be too close to it. So either way, maybe this one right here, possibly. Yeah, exactly. Brian says it's shady zone. I agree. It's not really a good area right here. This might be an entry if it closes like something like this. If it closes too high, it's going to be way too close to the sessions. Yeah, and like Maddie said, it's a bit overextended. Yeah, either way, this is too high. Yeah, we can't take it. It's right at the sessions. All right, let me check to make sure the zones are fine. All right, zones look good. This right here is gone. That's a messy area right here. But we have everything lined up, so everything looks good for the most part right now. So let me scroll down real quick, see if I missed anything else over here. Brian just posted his profits, total profit of 3,160. Nice work, Brian. So Brian said he took some pre-open trades, manually closed my last trade because he got scared, which is all good. I mean, you locked in some pretty good profit off those right there. You made 2,020 off that one, Brian. So nice work. Valentino here posted his profits as well, currently up 759 for the day. So nice work, Valentine. Let's see, Kenny over here, 45. Kenny over here is get as well, 45. Nice work, Kenny. And then Maddie over here currently up 1,060. So solid profits off that first trade, guys, for that triple confluence. Another one over here, Cameron. Cameron's currently up 3,193 for the day. Great work, Cameron. All right, guys, you guys are doing pretty good. If you guys have any more profits, Slava here as well posted his profits. Did not over yet. LOL locked in a total profit of 1,486 for the day. So nice work, Slava. All right, you guys are doing pretty good. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free. Otherwise, we will continue looking for trades here. Price is now pushing away from this session right here, which is perfectly fine. But in order for us to take trades, we need a new zone to create up around this area. So other than that, let's see, Maddie said, looks like a manipulated push to the upside, 62% long. So let me check that real quick. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall bias. Overall bias right now for retail sentiment is currently 62% long. This indicates that 62% of retail traders are currently buying. So about 2% of traders hopped onto the buy side. With that said, we can see price being manipulated up and swinging right back down. That's kind of what's happening right here, right? Price pushed up to lure in some more buyers because people are trying to bandwagon onto this buying the dip theory. And as price pushes up, they're going to lure in some more buyers, and all of a sudden it's going to come crashing right back down. So I wouldn't necessarily chase any buys right here. It's very overextended anyways. So let's see, price is pushed. Let's just get the full range right now. So from down here to up here, price is pushed up about 1,660 pips, right? Price did retrace right here. So with that said, we can mark it from here and still range up. It's still up 1,200 pips. So what we might see is for price to push up a little higher, maybe to about 1,500 right here. And then around this area right here, it'll come right back down. That's where it'll be considered very overextended. See, Maddie said, I think they're going to continue pushing to lure in retail. Yeah, and I agree too, Maddie. That's why I drew this right here. So it's probably going to push up a little higher to this point before it comes down. We can go over here on the higher time frames and take a look at where the zones are. The next zone is exactly where I drew the thing, right? So I drew it right here. The next zone is right here. The Asia high is actually right here. It just rejected off the Asia high. And then there's going to be another zone right over here. So let's go back to that 1 minute. Yeah. So it's rejecting directly off the Asia high right now on the 10 minute. It's actually coming right back down. So there you go. Clean rejection directly off that purple line, which is the Asia high in this time frame. Back on the 1 minute, it's coming right back down. And it's also rejecting off. So it's rejecting off the Asia high off the 1 minute as well, which is right here. There you go. As price starts to drop down a bit. No surprise there. We already identified that we're looking for sells. So don't chase that buy there. Don't be a sucker. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down. Currently up 122 points. So with that said, we have a neutral long-term bias. However, it's never mind. Okay, so it's below 100 points now. We have a neutral to bearish bias. Overall, long-term is going to be bearish. However, since the fundamentals here are bullish, we do have a bit of a mix-up. So it's neutral to bearish, more so bearish than neutral, but it's not aligned right now. So it's not necessarily looking amazing. So here is the heat map as well. As you guys can see, the heat map is pretty mixed. So price can really go either way. Looking over here at the actual stock index is currently half and half. So as price continues to come down, it's going to align with our long-term bias, which is a sell. And as you can see over here, price is coming right back down. So good thing that you guys are here and you guys are not chasing the sell here, because if you did, chasing the buy, because if you guys chase the buy, you'd be in some massive drawdown right now. We also got news coming up over here at 7:30. Yeah, Maddie said filling borrowers, giving retail hope, then dumping. Retail is sweating right now. Exactly. So you guys can see the number here. This was at 62%, right? It's now at 61. What do you think what do you think happened to that 1%? That 1% got stopped out of their trades because price came out, faked them out right here. So the price pushed up. Everyone was chasing those buys right there. And then price came right back down and stopped them out. So from this point, maybe some massive drawdown, about 750 pips, almost 800 pips, almost 1,000 pips. So basically just came right back down to open. This is our target price right here, where price is likely to reject off opening price. And then we'll see where this goes from there. As you guys can see, there's no direction right now, right? So we had this talk yesterday when Rick was asking, if we should be looking at other entries. So this just goes to show again that there's no direction, right? Price is really just going back and forth. So I know it looks like price is moving directional because price goes far one way, but realistically, price came back, it came down one way, came right back up, and then right back to opening price. So this blue line over here is where price opened. It's like price never went anywhere. It just faked out in both directions, faked out to the bottom, faked out to the top. Now it's right back to where it was originally. There's a possible entry right here, but I don't think we're going to be able to take it because the candle might be a little too big. So let me see if I can mark this up right here and see what it's looking like. So this is a possible entry right here for a K2SR rejection. However, it might be too close to the sessions right there, so we can't take the trade. Rick said, always got to call me out, LOL. No, I didn't mean that in a bad way, Rick. I just meant that, you saw that we could look for directional trades, but realistically, I'm showing you guys an example here that it's pretty choppy still. Just proving that Rick's wrong once again, jokingly. No, but you're fine, Rick. No, Rick definitely, it did look like price was moving directional because it looks like we're going to fall, but there just isn't any clear direction yet. It's still going back and forth. So no entry off this. The wick right there was too big on top. And it was getting too close to the session, so no entry there. Price is coming back down, breaking right through the opening price. I prefer to take sells anyway, so I wouldn't want to take the buys there to begin with. As price continues to move lower, the trend meter here will start to change. So the trend meter here was green, now it's blue. If it turns red, we can start looking for sells here. which is perfectly fine. We just got to keep an eye out for this area right here, which is news price. Target price for opening already hit. Next target area is going to be news price right here. But we'll see the choppiness. This price continues to move along, obviously. So let me go over here and I'll mark up areas of mark up the high low so that you guys can see what market structure is currently looking like at the moment. All right, so you guys can see right here the big range, right? So realistically, price is just ranging right now. It's not doing too much. It is just ranging. Pretty big range right there. Let's see, got over here. So no entries for us to take. Price is just in this big range right here. So you can see it better on this clean chart. But here's things to keep an eye out for. There's a lot of liquidity sitting up here. So price pushes up again, you can probably break right through it. However, if price pushes below, there's a ton of liquidity right here. So either way, if price pushes up, it can hit liquidity. If price pushes down, it can also hit liquidity down here. So a lot of possibilities right here once price, determines its direction. Let's see. Brian said a lot of liquidity upstairs. Jean said upstairs, I'm gonna start using. Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that, but that does make sense. Brian said earlier. Thanks, Peter. So Peter just posted a link. So it's the White House Summit on Biotechnology and Biomanufacturing. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, this will probably affect some of the tech stocks and stuff like that. Well, let's leave it up. See if we can find anything. I know, right, Maddie? Maddie said sitting for now, no direction. Yeah, no direction at all. So let me take a look at CNBC right now. CNBC is currently indicating that all indices are currently bullish. The Dow is currently up 56 points, S&P is up 10 points, Nasdaq's up 15 points. So they're all up, but they're not up very much. They're like barely up at all. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else here. Buyer's mortgage. Yeah, not really much more here. The Ukraine war is still going on, in case you guys forgot. So it says Ukraine moving towards victory. Zelensky says troops root out collaborators in reclaimed territory. Okay. So that's still going on right there. I'm gonna go ahead and create this zone. So a couple of new zones right here. Just that one, actually. This one over here is not even part of the 1 minute. This is a 10-minute zone. I'm gonna take that off because it's unnecessary right now. All right, so the volatility kind of died down a bit right here. It's just ranging within this little area. I mean, either way, we can't take trades in certain spots. Like we can't take any sells right here. I mean, we can't take any trades at the sessions. We can't take any trades right here at opening price. And we also can't take any trades over here where it's pink for the news price. So see what we can take here. If price pushes below, that's perfectly fine. We're cool with taking sells, but we need price to be below this news price right here. So I'm just going to circle that so that I can remember, because it's kind of hard to see here. You can't really see the pink. I know, right? Yeah, Seth said cheer the sellers. So let's take a look at the sentiment again. This is going to be our main indicator here, so we can see where the retail traders are currently trading. It's currently 61% short, so nothing's really happened. It's the same traders who've been holding the buys from earlier. It looks like they're going to some massive drawdown if they entered very high. If they entered around here, then they're probably around break even. But if they entered up here, prices dropped about 1,000 pips. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that last 1% there. But price is very shocking, just like Maddie said. Going back over here to the clean chart, there is now a zone within a zone. So we have, now we're within the big zone. And then here is the smaller zone within it. So price starting to squeeze, which is perfectly fine. This is just preparing for a breakout then. So we got a big zone right here, and then we have a smaller zone within it. Price is just consolidating and getting tighter as price continues to move along, which is perfectly fine. Price is now squeezing. So as it squeezes tighter and tighter, it's going to prepare for a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside. Either way. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, sentiment's still the same, 61%, nothing's changed. You're looking over at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are still below 100 points. So they're not necessarily very strong for a buy or very strong for a sell. It's pretty neutral right now. It's somewhat bullish, but not very strong, because if price continues to come down, then it's just going to get lower and lower. Here's the clean chart. As you guys can see, still within that zone. We just need to break out of this area. Price just keeps ranging between the Asia high right here and the opening price. Madhu's asking, Madhu is asking, we have news at 7:30, right? Yeah, we do. We have news right here at 7:30. It is the crude oil inventories. So crude oil inventories at 7:30. Let me check my FX book, make sure there's nothing else today. Yeah, that's all we got. We have a couple other news events here at the same time, all US news. So we're just going to line them up together. It's just a breakdown of the EIA gasoline stock change and crude oil inventories. So you guys can see the number there increased for a second. It went up to 62% and went back to 61. So it looks like people are either pulling out or they're getting stopped out as price continues to bounce around. Price is still right here within the zone of the zone. It faked out right there and it came right back in. Pulled out and faked out. And right back into the zoned area. Let's see some more profits from Deswell over here. Deswell is currently up about 2,400 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. He's up about 2,400, and then on this account, he's up 3,750. Not bad, Deswell. Still paper trading, but he's doing well, staying consistent. Let's see a couple more profits over here as well. We got more profits from Dell. Dell's currently up 681 for the day. So great work, Dell. And then we have some more profits over here from Slava. Slava's currently up 2,167 for the day. Nice work, Slava. Then we have Dell again over here, currently up 880, locked in another trade. So it looks like he's done for the day. Nice work, Dell. And then Slava again as well. Looks like Slava and Deswell are going, or Slava and Dell are going at it. Slava again over here, currently up 7,998. So solid work right there, Slava. Slava said, close my goal as well. Don't want to risk anymore. Of course, if it will shoot to the moon after I close my buys. It always does. Yeah, so great work right there, Slava. Up some heavy profits for the day on your FTMO. And then Deswell over here on his other account, 3,750. Yeah, he goes asking if FTMO changed their lot size. Man, I still never got that email from FTMO. So I don't know, like, if they were like planning on notifying people. It seems like some people got the email, some people didn't. I didn't get the email, so I have no idea. But we do now because we tested it out. Ori market. I'm yawning. Peter said, I think they will push it up to show that the economy is doing okay, especially that Yellen says we're not in a recession. You know, that's crazy that Yellen says that we're not in a recession because she's like usually the downer. She's like the Debbie Downer. She's the one that she's so big on regulation. People typically don't like Yellen when she speaks, because she's like the opposite of Powell. Powell is like the optimistic one that says everything's good no matter what. Yellen is she's big on regulation. So I didn't even see that, Peter. But if that's true, what you mentioned, that Yellen said that we're not in a recession, then that's crazy. Then I guess we're not in a recession, right? I mean, I'll let people think whatever they want to think, and I'm just gonna keep taking trades whenever we see a swing in price, because it doesn't really matter for us since we're scalping. Whether we go into a recession or not, it's cool with us because we can take sells if price is down, price goes up and manipulates the upside. We can take buys. You know, it doesn't really make a difference for us. That's why I prefer to scalp, because we don't have to be so focused on, you know, one direction for the entire day. All right, so as price pushes down below, we need price to get below the news price right here in order for us to take some sells. We also need the trend meter over here to turn red. It's currently green right now. Professor's asking, what is the change in lot size with FTMO? Is it like MFF now? Yeah, that's right. Only for US30 though, Professor. So I would not do that for gold or for forex, only for US30. If you need to try it out, you can always try opening and closing, you know, a smaller lot size. Just take a trade on a smaller lot size to figure it out. Once you figure it out, then you can confirm it that way. Dejan said, laugh my ass off. Imagine 100 lot on gold. I did that last time. That's how I blew the MFF last time, remember? So if you guys remember a couple of months ago, I accidentally traded gold on my copier and then it took it on my MFF and just basically immediately hit my daily max loss. So I had to go for new accounts. Yeah, that's crazy. So don't try that again. That's why I'm not even going to bother trading anything else aside from US30. That one time I tried to test it out, I ended up taking way too big of a lot size. My FTMO was fine, but the MFF, the account got violated. News price is right here, ruined at it's this pink price right here. It's 31,163. All right, so we thought, yeah, Maddie said, here we go. He thought price was going to come down. I thought price was going to come down too, but it swung right back up to opening price. So here's another fake out. Price basically shot up, faked out, shot below, faked out again right here. And then it just pulled right back into the range. So fake out right here, came back down, fake out right here, it came back up. And here we are again, sideways. Yep, nothing for us to take at the moment. Same back and forth movement here. Yeah, Maddie said, I'd rather have it go sideways so that 7:30 news price will be near the other red flags. I agree too, Maddie. So it's 7:07 right now. We got about 23 minutes until news. I would prefer it to be down here as well, like Maddie said, when news comes out, because I want the news price to be around here so we don't have to worry about it up here or below here. It's just a choppy movement the entire session. You guys can see it's right back into the range here on the clean chart. There's not really much going on, guys. It's just going back and forth. Which sucks, but how to deal with it. So it's just a matter of patience here, guys. Don't let the patience test you. You know, stay disciplined, just wait for these quality entries to come in. But there's no there's really no direction in price. As you guys can see, it's just a huge consolidation for the entire day. Market open right here at 630, price pushed up, came back down, pushed back up. It's right back at opening price. It's like price never went anywhere. All right, so let's see if we get that wick rejection right here. If we get the wick rejection, then this could be a possible entry right here. So there's no wick rejection off the structure. We need price to drop a little lower and then swing right back up. But even if we do get that, it's going to be too close to the Asia high right here. So we can't even take the entry, unfortunately. So just a matter of patience, guys. It's got to continue waiting for this. John said trading outside in the cold. Peter said another live going on right now. So let me check. So we got the White House summit going on, and then we also have the live Senate holding a hearing on social media's impact on homeland security. And they got a ton of, okay, so we got Senate holding a hearing on social media's impact on homeland security. So we got two live meetings going on right now, which can somewhat affect the market. Talking about social media stuff. So they're probably going to be talking about regulation and whatnot. I can't remember if Facebook is still in the Dow. Let me check real quick. It is no longer here. So I don't know if it'll affect US30 too much. Facebook used to be on here, I believe. The reason why that would affect it is because Facebook is social media and it's, you know, goes hand in hand with Instagram. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if Goldman Sachs or any of these investment companies have a stake in social media, but we'll just keep that in mind if we start to see some weird movement here. All right, so there's no entry off that. Price is right back to opening price right here. Maddie said, Sean, I low-key miss trading in Hawaii. That shit was so relaxing. Yeah, I know. It was like, even though we had to wake up like at 2 or 3 a.m., it was just nicer out there. It was super relaxing. It was yeah, Maddie said on the balcony. Yeah, no, 100%. If you guys are trading with me, like in June, I was in Hawaii, so I was waking up at like 2 a.m. to trade with you guys live every morning. But it was nice. It was super early in the morning, but it was just cool because I was staying right on the beach. So I was trading out on my balcony and stuff. Let's see. But yeah, no, definitely Maddie. There's another member in here. I forgot who just moved to Hawaii. We have one of our members here in K2. He just moved to Hawaii. He was on the mentoring session yesterday. He was kind of saying how it's going to be difficult for him to wake up at 2 a.m. every day. But I got used to it. It wasn't that bad. All right, let me check here. The zones are fine. See, the zone here keeps changing. So I'll just leave it like that for now. Actually, yeah, let's leave it like that. Zones down here are fine. So everything else looks fine to me. Let's see. So we got the wick rejection right here for a buy. We have the bullish momentum. However, price is right at the sessions right here. So this technically could have been an entry if there was no sessions right there. It's too close to the session, so we couldn't take that trade. Let's go back and take a look at sentiment. Sentiment is still 61%. So it doesn't look like there's many retail traders who are entering or exiting the market. So with that said, a lot of these pushes right here is just market makers pushing price back and forth. So what I can see right here is that they're just going to keep turning price up and down until more traders enter into buys or sells. Peter said they all blew their accounts yesterday, LOL. I know yesterday was a crazy market. If you guys traded, some of you guys made some good profits. Some of you guys, I don't know if you guys ate any losses, but majority of people here got off because I even went to the gym and I saw Marco over there. I was like, man, good thing he got off alive because market was just too crazy. So I don't think anyone here had any issues, but yeah, like what Peter said, a lot of people blew their accounts yesterday, not necessarily in K2, but in general, because the market was moving super crazy. And a lot of people are trying to, dip into it, especially with all of the inflation news. So the inflation news from this morning happened over here at 5:30. And it didn't drop as much as yesterday. So inflation news was right here. Price kind of spiked up and down, went up 240 points, and then dropped down 560 points. It wasn't like an 8,000 pip drop like yesterday. So definitely. Yeah, Maddie said CPI F'd people up. Peter said, yeah, not in K2, but those IG LOL. Seth said yesterday was sad. Maddie said all the gurus are quiet. Yeah, there's going to be some days, guys, where it's better to just sit out the market. Like yesterday, I told you guys to just sit out the market, right? If you guys sat out, you guys would be perfectly fine. If you guys try to force trades, that's where the greed would come in. And a lot of people would start, blowing accounts. Because some people, I saw a lot of groups out there calling signals, and all their signals hit stop loss. So I don't think any groups did any good if they continue to trade. Yeah, Seth said all you had to do yesterday was put a sell and wait, LOL. Yeah, I know. The thing is, a lot of people are trying to buy the dip though. I don't think people realize that like price was long-term sell, was long-term bearish, because when I came back at 11, sentiment was like at 60% or something, right? Long. And by the time we got for a mentoring session, that thing was dumping super heavy. You can see it over here on the 10-minute. This is from yesterday. And then basically, if you just took a sell, price would just continue dropping. But a lot of people kept trying to buy the dip. So that's why I never buy the dip. Unless I'm doing some long-term investments. But for the short-term stuff, we take what the market gives us. If the market says to take a sell, I'm taking a sell. If the market says take a buy, I'm taking a buy. But again, right here, price is doing nothing. So the same zone that I drew earlier right here, you can see that price just keeps faking out, right? Price comes up, fakes out. Price comes down, fakes out. Comes back down again right here, another fake out. So we'll see where this goes, but I mean, for the most part, there's not really much going on. It's just a bunch of fake outs both ways. That's how I want to leave this up. I was going to take it down, but I'm going to leave it up here so that you guys can see how these fake outs are appearing. Let's see, Dijon said the continuations are hitting if anyone's taking them. Yeah, it looks like it. I'm not taking them myself, but yeah. Right here, some solid double bodies swinging right back up. Let's see. Deswell said made 4% today. I'm done, definitely. So nice work, Deswell. That's solid. I mean, you made 4%. So if you're doing a challenge, you only need 6% more and then you're done. So great consistency there, Deswell. I know you've been busy. As you made your return, been pretty on point with it. Barack said, I think they'll eventually dump it short time. Yeah, no, and I agree too, Barack. I think eventually price is going to come down. You can see here that the pivots are starting to shift. It's just that price keeps coming back up. If price continues to drop lower, then it's just going to dump even lower and lower from there. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Sentiment here is still sitting at 61% long. So I definitely want to do the opposite and sell. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're pretty flat. They're only up 53 points. So not very bullish at all. So it's basically neutral to bearish right now. Scrolling up, Slava said yesterday, gold almost got my account on TFF phase 1 blown, LOL. Glad I lost 4.5% closing my orders, because if I waited 1 minute more today, I could buy another phase 1. Oh yeah, definitely. You guys want to be careful when you guys are taking your trades. Always be mindful of your risk. So like Slava over here, he almost blew his account because he lost 4.5%. If he let that trade run for another minute, he would have blown the account. So just always keep an eye. You know, if you guys are taking any trades, it's fine whether you're, even if you're over leveraging it in some instances. If you're over leveraging, just make sure that keep your risk percentage in mind, and have your stop loss place where you're not going to blow the account. Let's see. Brian said, "Best of luck, fellas. Get that money." Definitely, Brian. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. So let me see if there's anything else here. I don't really see anything else here on my end. Let's see. All right, so we're good. Sorry, guys, just checking my emails over here. Got a couple emails from one of our older members. All right, so price is dropping below. We still can't take any entries at this point. I know we have that wick rejection right there, but it's right at news price. News price is right here at this pink line. So unfortunately, no entries for us right here. If price starts to hang around this area here, we can look for a possible sell as long as it doesn't drop too far. So price can hang around this point. We just need to get that wick rejection around this area, and we can possibly take this for a sell. Not this actual entry right here, but we will wait for down this area right here. However, the thing that you want to keep in mind is that the Asia low is below here, so price cannot be too low. I'm hoping it just sits around this area here, not pushes too low, because if it pushes too low, then we definitely will not be able to take an entry here, because they'll get too close to these sessions down below. All right, so candle here is closing. There he goes. Price pushes up a little bit. We got the wick rejection right there. We got to make sure that it doesn't push up any higher, because if it does, it's going to touch the news price right here. So if this here closes below and it touched news price. So again, unfortunately, guys, no entry here. Price just faked out and it swung right back up to this area. See, Sam said big zone disappeared. Oh, damn, great. Oh no, it's still there, Sam. The big zone is still there. It's just down here. It starts from over here, so it's kind of hard to see. Or actually, no, you're right. It is disappearing. All right, so we'll see when this candle here closes, if it's still there. If not, then unfortunately, we have to take it off. All right, we can get a possible entry right here, guys. I think the zones are fine. Wait, this big zone over here erased too. All right, we still have the rejection right there. So if this candle here closes as a moderate red candle, we can possibly take it. However, it's getting really close to the sessions below here, so we got to be very careful to make sure that we don't take it too far below. So looking for this to close as a moderate red candle. You just cannot close too far down, or else it's going to get too close to the sessions. About 12 seconds here. We're going to make sure the candle's not too big either. Make sure to wait for the candle to, never mind. Look at this. Literally right to the sessions. Okay, so no entry off that, guys, unfortunately. Damn, that would have been a good entry too. If it closed up here, that would have been perfect, because we could just wrote it down. Maddie said, there goes US30 being a hoe again. Yeah, US30. Yeah, no, definitely, Maddie. If it closed up here, it'd been perfectly fine. Would have hit her TP perfect, but it didn't. It closed way down here, and now it's at the sessions. Man, that would have been a good entry. I was really waiting for that to close up so that we can take it, but it's all good. It is what it is. We gotta wait for another one. Seth said posted profits on Telegram. Weird market today. I'm out. Peace. Definitely, Seth. So we'll see you tomorrow. Seth's currently up 20,229 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Seth. And Slava over here currently up 11,139. Nice work. So Slava caught that sell right down to the sessions. Solid work right there, Slava. Patricia over here as well. Patricia currently up 4,023 on this account. She said, and the other chilling right now for a really good entry if I'm done. And then her second account, she's currently up 1,625. So not bad at all, Patricia. 2 accounts up nearly 6,000 for the day. Price is right at the session, so unfortunately no entries for us at the moment. I'm still looking for any possible entries, but right now these are the current zones. This zone right here is no longer there. Delete that. Now we just gotta wait. So I'm gonna go and clean this up a little bit. You guys will see here that there is a lot of high lows here. All right, so we got a lot of liquidity here on the bottom though. So price is just now in a bigger range. The range is now down here. The thing to look out for is going to be the liquidity sitting down below there. Try and mark it up right here as well. Ton of liquidity below there. The only problem with this here is that there's no zone, so we can't take any. We just can't take anything. Maddie said it's a bit overextended. I was going to enter speculative because I have Asia sessions as price target, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, same here, Maddie. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, if this trade would have closed or this candle would have closed like halfway, I could have wrote it down at least, a little over 100 pips to the sessions. This is where price is at now. It's right at the sessions. So as you guys can see, this is the main reason why we don't trade at the sessions. And this is the reason why it's one of the biggest red flags. So the main red flag here is to avoid trades when price is near sessions. You guys can see how price fakes out whenever it gets near the sessions, right? There's been 3 fake outs right here. This huge candle, the news candle right here, came down, bounced right off the sessions. This candle right here got really close, reversed right back up. And then right here, another fake out. Price broke and closed below the sessions, and then now it's swinging right back up. You can see from up here as well, a lot of fake outs too. So price came up above here, faked out, came right back below, came up over here, looked for a retest, rejected directly off the sessions 4 times. You can see 4 wicks right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, came back down, faked out, came right back up for the retest. Again, a triple retest, and then it came back down from there. So whenever price gets near these horizontal lines, it doesn't matter what color it is. It's going to be a red flag. There's a reason why I put them there so that you guys can avoid them. You guys can see whenever price touches any of these horizontal lines, you start to see some manipulation, right? There's no clear direction. Price can easily go either way. And this is really where you become a great trader, right? You're not a great trader by calling trades. You're a great trader by calling losses or possible losses, because if you guys can continue to identify good trades, but also identify when not to trade, that will keep you consistent and prevent you from ever blowing your account. So, just keep that in mind, guys. A lot of people think, the real key is like catching these big trades, but realistically, it's knowing when to not trade. So it came down here, hit liquidity. Looks like it might hit that next level of liquidity right there before it bounces back or it comes down and tests these sessions below here. Yeah, it's breaking right through liquidity over here. Target price point is going to be the New York low, this green line right here. So you guys can see where the fake out happened right here, right? Price faked out, came back up, faked out again, and then continued right back below. There he goes. Price reaches its target price right here. Doesn't necessarily need to touch it, but it needs to get somewhere near it, which it already has. It's only been about 70 pips away from the New York low. Kind of similar to what happened right here. Same pattern, it's just different session. Ruin said, thanks, Sean. Great analysis. Much appreciated. See you all tomorrow. Definitely, Ruin. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. And then we also have news coming up right here in about 3 minutes. So either way, we couldn't take any trades even if we wanted to, because there's news coming up right here at 7:30. So no trades 5 minutes before, or 5 minutes after, right? I'll leave this right there. So we cannot take those right there. Yeah, Patricia said another double body right here. Yep. Saw that. It was right at the sessions though, but it was pretty solid, on point. All right, so price did reach its target price point, which is the New York low right here. Played out perfect. So if you guys look closely, you guys can kind of see that price pretty much goes from, I mean, basically session to session, right? That's something that I was kind of looking at over here. So XRP didn't move at all. If you guys remember, we were talking about this the other day. It didn't really move at all. One thing that I was kind of playing around with was, so you can even see it right here. You know, when you get a momentum signal, even on forex, you can see how price goes from session to session, session to session. And it just keeps bouncing back and forth. So it's not necessarily just a US30 thing, but someone asked me about forex as well, because you can still trade from session to session if you really wanted to. I mean, the possibilities of different types of strategies that you can use with the K2 indicators are pretty much endless. Barack said, any news loading? We have news right here at 7:30, Barack. So news is loading in about 1 minute. So we can't take trades 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. But yeah, next candle is going to be the news candle. And I'm glad we took that triple confluence earlier, Maddie, because price right now is all over the place. So price did dump right back down. And this is no surprise, right? Because if you look back at our overall bias, you guys can see all of the long traders just got stopped out. So earlier, this was net long, 62 to 63%. Why is it back at 59? Because that whole 3% of traders just got stopped out when price waterfalled all the way down here. So price, there was like about 63% of retail traders who were buying up here. Price now dumped about 2,000 pips. So huge drop right there. Liquidity got hit right here, and the continuation continues. All right, so here's a news candle right here. Obviously, we can't take any trades during news candle. I'm gonna go and mark that up right there. Call this US news. See what the news is like. News was hasn't loaded yet. Still hasn't loaded. News event's taking forever to come up. Negative. Okay. So news was negative. And you can see price is doing the complete opposite. Typical news price, right? So the news right there was negative at 7:30. You can see price did the complete opposite. It actually shot way up. So I think this is a temporary push up, completely fine. It's just manipulation. Obviously, people saw the news as negative. People would hop onto sells, but realistically, price is actually going up. However, I think this is just temporary manipulation. As price pushes up, I think it's going to swing right back down. Maddie said, yeah, exactly. Maddie said stopped out the buyers and trying to get them back in. Exactly. So the people who got stopped out are basically looking to lure them back in. The number right here is 59%, or now 60. So you can see that they did lure them back in. People try to buy the dip again. So I'm expecting price to keep dipping. It's fine. Price can push up as high as it wants. I hope it pushes up to this area right here, so that we can get a wick rejection off this point and then hop in from there. But news price, I mean, it sucks because now we have all these red flags, right? We have Asia session high up here. We have New York open right here. We have 5:30 news. We have Asia low, New York low. Then we have another news down here. So unfortunately, we have a lot of news all throughout the chart. In order for us to take a trade, we got to make sure that price does not touch the news price or any of these horizontal lines or gets anywhere near them. So it's going to be kind of tough for us to look for any entries here. However, I'm still hopeful to see if we can find something. But if price ends up just ranging around this area, we're probably not going to have anything to take. So it's 7:30 right now. We have about a little over 20 minutes until 8. That's going to be our cutoff for trading. So we'll see where this goes. All right, so not too much going on here, guys. We'll keep looking, but for the most part, pretty flat. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat, guys. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Typically, I don't do this during the live session, but price is so far from the zones and it's right at all of these sessions, so I don't really have anything for us to necessarily take at the moment. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for any possible entries, and if we find something great, if not, then unfortunately we're gonna have to just sit tight for a bit. There's a bunch of high-low scalp entries that came up right here, if you guys notice. So there's one right here. It broke this low, but it was right at news price. Same with this one right here. This candle right here broke this low, but it was also too close to news because it touched it. So 2 high-low scalps would have been full TPs right there. Again, right here, another one with this red candle. This would have been a full TP. However, it's right at the sessions. So unfortunately, nothing there. As market starts to pick up, there was another one right here. This could have been another high-low scalp, but it's right at the sessions, full TP again right there. And then this one over here too, same candle. And this one as well. So this candle right here actually provided for 3 high-low scalps. All right, let's see. Maddie said people hop right back in, revenge trading. Yeah, so you can see prices pushing up right here. A lot of people who got stopped out on that drop are revenge trading right back in. So as you guys can see, the sentiment here is back at 60%. So I wouldn't be surprised if this goes up to 61% as people continue to buy the dip. This is perfectly fine because if price pushes up here, we're just waiting for that to come up, test our structure, and then swing right back down. Exactly. Yeah, Maddie said the market makers are laughing right now. They're just giving them some hope. They're pushing price up slightly to lure in some more of these buyers before they swing it right back down. This is why I like scalping, guys, because if you guys can read the markets, kind of like what we're looking at right here, like my analysis, then you can literally take trades in either direction. It'll both help you. It'll help you guys with it indefinitely. So I'm just waiting for it to come back down. I could be trading both ways right now, but I'm not really looking to risk anything like that at the moment. I'm just waiting for it to continue its push up and then come right back down. So right now it's at 60%. I believe if this goes up to 61 or 62%, it'll just dump right back down. So one thing to keep an eye out for is if you guys are looking to take the opposite direction or the direction that we're looking to take, just keep an eye out for this. If this increases another percentage point or 2, then you can expect it to start turning around. So let's see, this White House summit is still going on. And the Senate hearing is still going on as well. See with any updates of CNBC? I don't think so. Looks the same. The indices here are, however, not strong anymore. So the Dow is now red, S&P is turning red, NASDAQ's also turning red. So they're all swinging back down. Price still hasn't come up to test this area here yet, the SR zones. So looking at this, I'm going to keep focusing on the sentiment. This is going to indicate when price is going to turn around. So I think it's still got a way to go. This is why you guys get caught in traps, right? So if you guys ever seen it before, you guys lose a trade and then you revenge trade right back into it and then you lose right again. It does that because the market makers are watching when you're trading. So right here, price starts to turn around, but I don't think it's ready to drop just yet. Number here hasn't increased, still 60%. Not enough retail traders are hopping back into this. I think soon enough, people are going to bandwagon onto these buys here. I know, right, Maddie? Yeah. All right. So price came up here. It's now testing this news price. Okay, it's 61%. So guys, be prepared for a swing back down at some point. I don't know if it'll happen right now, if it'll happen a little bit, but if this continues to increase to 61, 62, 63, etc., then you can prepare for a drop right back down. So it's just a matter of time here, guys. Next target price point would be opening price right here. All right, it's at 61. I think they might push it up a little higher, get it to 62%, and then they'll just dump it right back down. So let's see if they fake people out here. They might come back for the retracement. So it might have a small retracement or consolidation. So it might consolidate or it might retrace and then push up a little higher before coming right back down. We'll see. All right, so next target price point is going to be opening price right here. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said this is just like the drop that happened on open. Exactly. So like right here, price came down, came back up, then it came right back down. All right. So what I'd be looking for is for price to come back below here. If price comes back below this point, then I think for sure it's going to start tumbling down. But yeah, Maddie said might just be back and forth again, which I agree. That could be the case too. So the number changed back to 61. Looks like a lot of people either pulled out because they got scared or they got stopped out as price started to swing right back down. So there goes, price starts to come back in this direction. Man, these zones keep like appearing and disappearing. Have you guys noticed that? The zones right here, like price, the zone will come up and it disappears. Same with this one. This one keeps coming up and disappearing as well. Same with these up here. All right, so let's see if price comes below this point. Once it does, we'll see if it will reject off one of these structures for a possible quick sell scalp using the SR rejection. So price is still pushing up. This number here changed, so I don't think it's ready to drop just yet. They need to lure in some more buyers. They're just not going to make enough money on it, so they're not looking at dropping just yet. All right, 741. Got about 19 minutes till 8. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for any possible entries here, but it doesn't look like we're going to get anything, by 8 o'clock. Again, unfortunately, price is like so close to all of these red flags. So this is not going to be a day where I plan on staying online for a little longer. Once one of those days happens, it'll be a good one. But right now, price is too close to these sessions, news price, opening price, etc. So it's not going to be useful for us to be trading past, a certain time period. All right, price is pushing back up higher. Check the sentiment. Sentiment is now 61. All right, so as you guys can see, people are bandwagoning onto these buys here. There just needs to be enough buyers there so that when they dump price, the market makers can make a killing. And what we're going to do is we're going to piggyback on that drop, right? When we see the entries come below. Baroxich, sorry, Sean, probably to reconnect a lot, mostly due to the process of changing connections while leaving work from home. Yeah, no, it's fine, Brock. I haven't even noticed it, but yeah, no, thanks for the heads up. All right, price is pushing a bit higher. So this is fine right here. Now that price has reached our second target price point, opening price, I actually don't mind if price pushes up here and rejects off, this zone right here, because we still need a sell signal in order for us to take the trade. Maddie said it's overextended, which I agree. So price started down here. It's currently up 2,280 pips. So it's bound to come down. When it comes down, it's going to come down hard. Sentiment here is still 61% long. Perfectly fine. We want to do the opposite and sell. So that's cool. It can keep pushing up. One thing that I noticed is that when this starts to cross over or gets close to crossing over, that's where it's going to start dropping as well. So here's the thing with the market too, guys. You guys have to keep in mind that a lot of people are applying different strategies, right? So you're always going to see like something counter going against shorts. The key thing is to understand like when to enter a counter or when not to. Most of the time, I don't enter any counter trades because I already know what my long-term direction is. But if you guys are taking trades like that, like for example here, you can see how price is coming down. This could be a counter right here. Some people like to trade crossovers, or some people like to trade support and resistance or supply and demand, etc. There's no right or wrong way to trade. It just depends on you understanding when to and when not to take trades. Because this could just be another fake out right here. Client list dropped again. So it's at 61%. It's now back at 60. So it seems like a lot of these retail traders are either having too tight of a stop loss, or they're just getting scared and pulling out really quickly. Let me see how far did it drop from this point. So this dropped about 370 pips. If it dropped that much, depending on how wide someone's stop loss is, that might be the case. People maybe have entered a buy here, put their stop loss right at the previous structure, and they probably got stopped out. But it's not really changing too much. Looking over here at CNBC, not much of any other updates. And nothing here at all. White House summit still going on. Live Senate hearing is also still going on. Still a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Some more profits over here posted up from Joshua. So Joshua said, I took the triple confluence, but forgot FTMO change lot sizes. So yeah, he made a small profit. He only made 36. He was supposed to make 360. It's all good, Joshua. I know it sucks, but it's all good. IQ market today. Let's see. Kevin said, hey, Sean, I know you don't take double bottoms like I do, but I took the trade when price hit the New York low, rode it back to the 50 moving average and take profit. I've been doing this for a long time and it hits pretty much every time. Look at higher time frames. It's retracing the whole move down. Yeah, no, definitely. So let's see. Kevin said, I know you don't take double bottoms like I do, but he took a trade below. Yeah, no, definitely. So he took it down here. Kevin said he took it basically here at the New York low when he got the double bottom. So he basically, trying to see where he took it at. He took the trade when it hit the New York low. So he might have been here on the higher time frame. Let me go here to the clean chart. Or let's go here on the 10. Just trying to see where that double bottom he took. I guess like this right here, right? Or trying to figure out where that double bottom was. Let's see. Yeah, I'm assuming he took the buy either down. Oh, it seems like it'd be down here. Yeah, I mean, this would be considered a V3 entry. So if we were trading the variations, you could have taken the V3 right there. And then I know you use the 50 pivot. So that's kind of similar to level 4 here. Yours is probably closer. So yeah, I can see that right there. This is basically where Kevin took his trade. He took it right here where it bottomed out and then rode it up to the 4th pivot right there, about 1,000 pips. Yeah, no, definitely. Unless you entered over here, because a double bottom technically would have been. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Maddie. So Maddie sees hopping off. See you tomorrow. Definitely, Maddie. We'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, no, depending on where you took it. So if you took it right here, I mean, you could have taken it and held on to it as well. Or if you took it down here as well, either one would have been good. But yeah, no, that's solid. Typically, you guys can trade that way too. If you guys want to use the, if you're looking for a reversal pattern, and then use the pivots here for correction, that's typically where price goes to retest anyways. You took it at 31.11. Okay, yeah, so we did take it right here. Basically, the variation V3. So this is a V3 variation. If you guys are familiar with like the variation strategies, basically we had red, and then it was followed by a green, and then it shot all the way up. So yeah, no, pretty solid. I've been looking at patterns too sometimes with these K2 indicators. If we have a low and then it's followed by a couple similar candles, then it continues to push in that direction. There's a strategy for I think it's called like 3 soldiers or something. It's an old strategy, but it works well with the K2 indicators. So if you guys know about that strategy, you can probably use the high lows as your threshold for the lows or the highs where it starts. Because typically you can look at like where the low establishes. If it's like 3 green candles after it, it usually pushes up. I forgot how the strategy is applied, but that's like a basic gist of it. Yeah, Marco said 3 marching soldiers. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's like 3 marching soldiers and then it breaks out. So you have a low established, 3 marching soldiers, 1, 2, 3, and then it breaks out in that direction. Yeah, I mean, these indicators were created to help for things like that because I used to apply those types of strategies as well. And I created these indicators to help identify those types of moves without actually having to draw, the high lows and whatnot. Because it's just a lot of work if you do it by hand. All right, guys, so it's getting close to 8. It's currently 7:51 right now. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, it doesn't look like we're going to get any entries from now until 8, so we might be wrapping this up soon. Just looking over here, you can see price is right at opening price. We can't take any buys, and then vice versa. If price ends up coming back below and we get a rejection up here, there's an Asia high right there as well. So there's no entries for us to take due to a lot of these red flags. So let me just mark up the red flags right here. See if this would be, I'll just use a circle. So there's a red flag right here. Red flag right here. If price even drops below further, red flag right here. Red flag right here. And a bunch of red flags down here. So we're looking for sells, but there's just a bunch of red flags over here. So you can't even take any trades. Any of these areas, it's a no trade zone. Looking over here at the sentiment is currently 60% long. So with that said, I think price is just going to consolidate around this area until there's enough buyers that have chased this trade, because it keeps going between 61, 60, 62, etc. Once it gets to those points, it starts to drop, but it doesn't drop far enough to actually reverse, right? It just continues to push in that direction. So let me check the zones over here, make sure these zones are cool. This is gone, it's no longer there. This has extended slightly. Yeah, everything else looks fine. So, all right, I don't see anything else here, guys. I guess we keep watching. Maybe we'll get an entry if price pushes above here. So if price pushes above here, we can get a wick rejection off the structure, and then we can continue riding it up higher. The retracement happened right here, so it's already restarted. So maybe we'll get one entry before it just needs to push up a little higher. All right, so we just need to find a wick rejection off here with a moderate green candle for a possible buy here. See how far it pushes up. Got about 40 seconds left on this candle here. Let's push about 1,000 pips. So it's a little overextended, not super overextended, but looks decent. About 20 seconds left on this candle here. We need a moderate green candle in order for it to provide an entry or buy. Yeah, Patricia said she's not liking it. Medusa said possible double top. I agree. It looks like a bit of a risky trade, so I'm gonna have to see how this closes here before I decide to take it or not. No, the wick on top's too big. Yeah, the wick on top's way too big. It just engulfs the body basically. So yeah, nothing there. We'll see how it continues to move around the area, but looks like it's just established some sort of a top there, or a double top, I guess, like Madhu mentioned. Just rejected off the same price point. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it. It's 7:55 right now. There's really no point in us, trying to force any trades here. That would have been good if price closed a bit higher, but it didn't. So unfortunately, no entry off here. At this moment, we're going to call it a day. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping it up for now. Let's see. Peter said, I think market makers sent a mole in K2 to mess up our trades, LOL. Yeah, I know, it's just going back and forth. There's no clear direction at all. I was really hoping this here would close so I can take a trade, but the wick on top is just way too big. So definitely no entry off this. So, all right, guys, I think that's about it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we're just going to wrap it up for the day. And then we will continue on with this tomorrow as we progress through this trading week. So other than that, guys, let me see what other news we have for this week. I think tomorrow we have core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, retail sales, Philly Manufacturing Index, unemployment claims, import prices, capacity utilization rate, industrial production, business inventories, natural gas storage. We have a lot of news tomorrow. So big news day tomorrow. We'll see how that affects the market and how that will benefit us. So, all right, other than that, I think that's about it. Madhu's asking, would you possibly take any buys if it continues to push up right now? If there's a possible SR rejection entry that's solid, then yeah, possibly, but it doesn't really look like, we're going to be getting any of those anytime soon, Madhu. So if there's an entry that does come up, then maybe possibly, but if not, it doesn't look like there's going to be anything for us to take today. So, I'd probably just sit it out unless you get something good. So there might be one right here, actually, if this closes as a moderate green candle. Wick on top's kind of big, iffy candle again. So I'm probably gonna hold off on this. Yep, again, no entry. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Same place, same time as we continue on with this